Hi guys, it's Nikki and I'm here today with the rapid fire book tag. I was tagged by Cheyenne over at Novel Insights. I will link her video down below as well as the original tag video. So if you see me look down, it's because I have the prompts, I don't have them all memorized, and I'm checking to see what they are. I have not planned ahead on these prompts. I have watched people's rapid fire book tags before, but I am kind of going off the cuff with this, so this will be fun. First one is ebook versus physical book. I'm kind of on the fence. When I first started reading ebooks, I was definitely more of a physical book person, but I'm starting to kind of prefer ebooks a little more, though honestly, I'm pretty much 50-50. The next one is paperback or hardback, and I feel like I'm kind of the outlier here. I actually really prefer paperback. Online or in-store book shopping? In-store for sure. I love to just go to bookstores and just wander around and look at books and look at what's available. I feel like it's kind of a treasure hunt of sorts because I do almost all of my book shopping in used bookstores. So what's going to be there is, different every time, and it's kind of luck if something that I'm looking for does happen to be at the store that I'm going to. Trilogies or series? Series for sure. If I'm really loving a character, characters, and really loving the world and the plot and the stories, then I want it to go on as long as it can. Heroes or villains? I do love me a good villain. I'm definitely gonna have to say villains. Next one is a book I want everyone to read. Ooh, that one's hard. There's so many books that I just really wish more people would read. I would say The Hobbit, but I know that The Hobbit's not for a lot of people because of Tolkien's thing about being really ultra super descriptive about certain things and kind of going off on tangents, which is something that I really like. But I know that it kind of turns some people off from that book and from the Lord of the Rings trilogy as well. I really think more people should read Let the Right One In, but again, that one is trigger warning central, and so there's a lot of potentially triggering things. So while I would like more people to read that book, I can definitely understand why it wouldn't be a book that everybody should read, because it does have a lot of really disturbing content in it. So I don't know. Other than that, I think more people should read the Jurassic Park books by Michael Crichton. I think that one's, I guess, more of a safe bet. I know a lot of people really love the movies, and I do really love the movies, and I really love the book. Michael Crichton is the author I credit with getting me into science fiction. That was really the first science fiction author that I really enjoyed and sought out his books. So his writing kind of has a special place in my heart. It was my gateway to really hardcore getting into sci-fi, and I kind of branched out from there. And Jurassic Park was one of the first ones by him that I read. The book and the movie are a bit different. It's one of the few movies where the changes that they made, I understand why they might have made those changes. So I can't really get mad about it, and I think that they're both really great pieces of media in their own right. But if you haven't read the Jurassic Park books, I would highly recommend them. Recommend an underrated book is the next one. Ooh, that one's also hard because I read a lot of obscure ass fucking books. Books that have maybe 5 ratings on Goodreads. Recently, my most recent one that immediately pops into my head is The Cybernetic Cheese Shop by Meredith Katz. It's a sapphic romance. It's very, very sweet. You see the friendship and then turning into romance blossom. It is very, heartfelt and adorable, while also touching on some harder subjects such as loss and grief and discrimination, and I just really, really enjoy it. So the next one is last book I finished, and the last book I finished was, oh shit, which one was it? I've read a couple books back to back over the past few days. I'm trying to remember which one was the last one. Going to Goodreads. Do, 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 do. So I just went to check my Goodreads because I've read a couple books back to back, and so I wasn't sure what the last one I finished was, especially because I tend to read multiple books at once, and it is Caden by Mel Teshko. It is a dragon shifter erotica. It wasn't as terrible as I was told it was gonna be, and I was told that it was kind of ridiculous. It was an interesting book. It was definitely entertaining, but it wasn't as bad. Like, I was led to believe that it was gonna be like really, really bad and just like god awful cringe, but it really wasn't. It was just like moderate cringe, I guess, at certain parts. I laughed more than anything. This one is the last book that I bought, and I don't actually know this one because I bought a bunch of books for myself for Christmas, and that was the last time that I bought books. I got some money from my grandmother for Christmas, and on my way home from visiting the family, I stopped by a couple half-price books because they happened to be doing a 30% off sale at all of their stores. So I bought a few things. One of the ones I'm most excited for was Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I was really excited to grab a copy of that, so I guess I'll just give that as my answer since they were all kind of bought on the same day. So that's the one I was most excited to pick up. Weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? I'm not sure. I use a lot of different things as bookmarks. I'll go ahead and grab. I keep them all in this little case, and I use like cards and actual bookmarks and postcards and stuff like that. I guess the weirdest thing that I use is business cards. I have used these pinup stickers that somebody gave me as bookmarks, so maybe some people might think that that's odd, but it's just a variety of things. Some of them are actual bookmarks, but I guess business cards and stickers that I haven't unstuck. Used books, yes or no? You can probably guess from one of my earlier answers that absolutely yes. Top 3 favorite genres: sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. Borrow or buy? I feel bad saying this, but buy. I really like obtaining and having a collection of books. Next one is characters or plot. You know what? Actually, I do know this. I'm gonna have to say characters because I have had some books where, like, I can think of 2 off the bat, where the plot was actually really interesting or cool or at least just okay, but the characters just freaking ruined it for me. Like, I was so annoyed with them or just intensely disliked them enough that I either DNF'd the book or like just couldn't enjoy it. Like, it was just me trudging through this book. If one of them is going to be terrible, then I would rather the characters be the good thing than the plot. Next is long or short books, and I'm gonna say long books for a similar reason as to why I said series over trilogy. If a story is really good, I don't want it to end, so the longer the better, as long as it maintains being really enjoyable. Long or short chapters is the next one, and honestly, I don't know if I have a preference. Name the first 3 books you think of. Hyperion by Dan Simmons, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and Prey by Michael Crichton. Books that make you laugh or cry. I don't really like to read tearjerkers, but there definitely have been books that kind of tugged at my heartstrings. Loud in the House of Myself by Stacey Purcell. As someone who has dealt with a lot of mental health things myself, and major depression, suicide attempts, stuff like that, a lot of that really like got to me. While I don't have the same mental health issues that she has, a lot of there were still a lot of similarities that just really like got me. I almost felt like I was gonna cry at the end of The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Funnily enough, Neil Gaiman makes me laugh. What else? I tend to like a lot of morbid humor in my books, and also just like kind of darker humor a lot of times. Like I said, I don't read a lot of tearjerker books. That's just not my thing that I gravitate towards. But I guess whenever I can see a struggle that I've faced within a character in a book, that will kind of get at me and make me feel the feels. But I don't think I've actually like physically cried from a book. I've definitely laughed out loud, but I have never cried while reading. Our world or fictional worlds? Fictional worlds all the way. Not to say that I don't like books set in the real world, but out of the two, definitely fictional worlds. Audiobooks, yes or no? I actually haven't listened to many audiobooks, but the ones that I have listened to, I liked. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Kinda, sometimes. I have. If I'm perusing a bookstore or the library and a book has a really cool cover, I'm definitely going to pick it up and check out what it's about. It can definitely make me look at a book. My final judgment a lot of times of whether or not I'm going to read something is mostly based on like the blurb / summary of the book. I won't discount a book because of the cover, but I definitely am likely to kind of pick up something that I haven't heard of before because of a really nice cover. And also, sometimes if I'm book shopping and they have something and I've been interested in picking it up, but I look at it and it has a cover that I think is kind of ugly, I'll Google to see if there's other covers, and if there are other covers that I actually like available, I'll wait to buy the book. So I guess that counts as judging a book by its cover. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations? If they're done well, I like them. I think the concept of book to movie and book to TV is cool. Like, it's cool to see a book that you love brought to screen and getting to actually like visually see it, not just in your head visually see it. The problem is they just do a shit job so often. Like, they usually don't do good at it, and that's kind of why whenever I hear something that I've read is gonna become a movie or a TV show, I'm a little bit like hesitant to get excited. Like, I have low expectations. I just set the bar of my expectations real low so that like I can't be disappointed. Like, if it's good, then I'm like pleasantly surprised, but like if it sucks, then I'm just like, this is what I expected. Next is a movie or TV show you prefer to its book, and I honestly can't think of one out of the book-based movies and TV shows that I have actually read the book. There are a couple that I plan on reading this year that may change my mind. Like, I really love the movie Jaws, and I have never read the book, but I would like to this year. Last one is series or standalone. Series all the way. I've talked about this twice now. Third time's the charm. If a story is really good and I really love certain characters, I don't want it to stop. I want more. So for me, it would be series. Alright, so that was the rapid fire book tag. I had a lot of fun with that. Thanks again to Cheyenne and All Insights for tagging me. I'm going to tag a couple people in the description box below. But even if I didn't tag you, if you would like to do this challenge and you have not been tagged by anybody, you can just say that I tagged you. I'm fine with that. So I guess I also just tag anybody else that would like to do this tag and has not yet been tagged. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please click that like button and also subscribe so you don't miss any more videos from me. Good night, bookworms.